Hello everybody, welcome to my channel. Thank you again for joining me. I hope you're having a lovely evening. Today we have something new from Stila. I love Stila. I've been using Stila for as long as I've been doing makeup, and that's actually a while, but I love it. I think they have beautiful colors. I love anything that says kitten on it. Their highlighters, their lip glosses, their eyeshadows, anything with the color with the name Stila is my absolute favorite. Now they've been coming out with some beautiful eyeshadow colors and glitters, and now they finally came out with the new foundation and powder. I haven't seen a foundation and powder set from Stila in quite a while. So when I saw this at Ulta, I was dying because this is what it looks like. It's absolutely beautiful. It's this beautiful, like vintage old Hollywood kind of bottle or jar that is absolutely gorgeous. So the name of this little beauty is called Lingerie Souffle Skin Perfecting Color. This is what it looks like. What I was saying, it is a heavy jar. It's quite heavy. It is beautiful. It's not something that I would actually travel with. It will look really nice on your vanity. I love the way it looks on my vanity because my whole room is kind of like, my furniture is all vintage. I haven't shown you guys, but it's all kind of white and vintage, and it's just really pretty, you know, to kind of display. So I'm going to read a little bit about this. Okay, so this says it's an opulent water-based boost foundation. Steal a special blend of pigments melts on contact, blending into skin for perfect light to medium coverage. Now it says its skin-loving formula is specially formulated with natural botanicals and over 70% water for a lightweight, refreshing feel. Now they do have 8 different colors in this foundation. When you open it up, it's a little bit confusing. This is the color 3. The sales girl was actually helping me. We're a little bit confused about it because I don't know if the camera is showing the justice, but it kind of looks like a terracotta weird color. And when she matched me up and said this was it, I was like, okay, well, I'll try it out. So when I brought it home, I've been playing with it for a few days. I was trying to figure out how to use it. When I use it with the beauty blender, it absorbs a little bit too much of the product, so I started using my Jaclyn Hill brush. But when I use the brush, it kind of leaves some streaky marks. I'm going to go ahead and start applying it while I'm, talking about it. So it does leave a little bit of a streakiness when I apply it with the brush. Now, as you know, I like to do a lot of makeup with my fingers. When I was applying it with my fingers, I'm using a Real Technique little brusher just to kind of lay this color down. When I was applying it with my finger, it kind of started doing weird stuff. It doesn't blend out smoothly. I don't know if you could see it, but it starts kind of balling up, which is really weird. And then it starts getting really, really streaky. And then in certain areas, if you're dry, it just kind of catches right there, as you could see. And it's just not good. So I like to go in with the brush, just kind of stipple it on. And it's not like light balling. Like when I was applying it right here, I had all these little balls of foundation, which is really weird. So then I go in with my little beauty blender and I just kind of dab everything down so I don't have anything streaky. So I'm going to go ahead and apply another layer. So as you can see, I'm applying a good amount of foundation on there. Now this does have a nice cooling effect to it when you put it onto your face. And then it's like a mousse, but then see how it starts doing weird stuff? So it is cooling. It does kind of dry down to like a powdery type of finish. But it does start doing weird stuff. So you have to go in with the beauty blender and just kind of see how it starts balling. I don't know if you could see it in my hair. So that's the other thing. When I'm applying a foundation, I don't want to be worried about getting any kind of like ball-like, situations going on. Now, the other thing about this foundation that I was not a fan on, I have one layer. I'm going to show you what that looks like. It didn't cover anything. Usually when I put a foundation on, I put one little layer and my face starts looking a little bit on the flawless side. With this one, I feel like I have to keep building it up. So I'm going to put layer number 2 on there. I feel like I have to keep building it up, and then I still don't feel right. Like it just doesn't look good. Now, the other thing about it, as you're building this up, it starts definitely doing weird stuff. I'm going to go ahead and use my brush. It starts kind of like accumulating in certain areas, and it gets harder to blend. So when you go past like 2 layers, it starts doing weirdness. So the whole thing of this is just weird. Since I keep saying that. Now, when I was wearing this, once I got it all set with powder and stuff like that, it didn't look so bad. But as the day went on, I'm like all boogery. As the day went on, it just kept disappearing. It didn't stay on. I started getting like, you can still see the streakiness. It started getting really streaky. Since I'm sick, I was kind of like, you know, my eyes were watering and stuff like that. And then not only was it patchy, but I had streak marks. So that's something in a foundation that I'm really big on because I'm outside in Florida all the time. It gets really hot. I don't need to be worrying about my foundation doing any kind of streaks or anything like that. So that's the other thing that I didn't like. Underneath my eyes, I didn't do anything. As you can see, it literally looks like I put nothing on my face. So this for me is actually a fail. I'm not a fan of it at all. I just don't think that it does anything for you. Later in the day, it's just going to kind of disappear, leave you streaky and weird and hanging, and I just didn't like it. Okay, and just put a little bit of that concealer on. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and look at the powder. Okay, so that is what it looks like. That concealer is way too light for me, but I'm kind of testing it out, so sorry I'm boogered. Okay, so you can see, didn't do anything at all. All right, now the powder. Excuse me. Okay, so this is what it says about the powder. This is in the bowl, in the buff powder spray. I was gonna say bowl. So this is what it looks like. It does come with a pump. There's not a lot of product in there, by the way. 0.39 ounces. That's not a lot in there. Okay, so this is what it says about the powder. Loose setting powder spray designed to set makeup to a soft matte finish, formulated with skin-loving, oil-absorbing ingredients and mattifying skin without it looking dry. Okay, so I have really oily skin. When I apply this powder, I didn't feel like it kept me matte at all. I'm going to go ahead and show you. It does come in a little pump. Mine's a little wonky because whenever I pump, I get powder coming out on the bottom. Okay, so it does have a lot of kickback. I don't know if you could see the kickback that comes out of it. This is what the powder looks like. It does come in 3 colors. Now, this is another thing that I'm not a fan of right here. You have a little bit of a white cast. So when I baked with it, I did illuminate it underneath my eyes, but then later I kind of felt like I had like a cast around here. So that's one thing I don't like. It is a really soft powder. Like I put it on my husband's hands and he was like, it feels like silk. It's super silky. When you apply it, it feels really nice and silky. It does leave you with a little bit, I'm going to put a little bit more, a little bit of a blurring effect. So that's actually one of the things I do like. I do like the fact that it's nice and light, but I don't feel like it keeps me from getting oil. I'm getting boogery again, sorry. I don't feel like it keeps me matte or anything like that. So it does have a lot of kickback. It has a little bit of a scent to it, but the kickback actually bothers me. I don't know if it's because I'm sick or the kickback is just something that, but I did it this morning and it just, I don't know. So it's okay. I mean, I don't hate the powder. I don't like the foundation at all. I'm not a fan of it. I don't think it does anything good for your skin at all. This is not so bad, so it's all right. So anyway, that's it. That's it for this, you know, little duel here. It's all right. I'm not a fan of foundation. Like I said, now I'm repeating myself. And anyway, I hope this helped you out. So when you see these little products, try them out. Let me know what you think, because I'm always interested to see how things work on other people. Of course, this is my experience with this foundation. Anyway, that's it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. Please give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe, and I'll see you again for my next one. Let me see if I can actually turn my camera off.